Hi, everybody. Welcome to the DCP season recap. I'm Kyle Durrett, and today we'll be going over our fifth mini, Trinity Falls, filmed in May of 2022. It was the first season production member Alex Trias moved out of the confessional room and into a hosting chair. The season began with the 15 castaways gathering for the marooning. Not all of them were new, however, as Mike from Monte Carlo returned for a second chance. For the first time in DCP history, there were three starting tribes: Iguazu, Kirka, and Tugela. The Iguazu tribe consisted of Mike, Luke, Jonathan, Lo, and Emily. The members of Kirka were Lee, Lydia, Selkirk, V, and Ben. And the remaining five, Lexington, Sarah, John, Austin, and Andrew, formed the Tugela tribe. For the first challenge, tribes competed relay style, with each tribe member having to complete one of 5 tasks. Selkirk struggled on his task, causing the Kirka tribe to fall far behind. The final task was a word scramble. The answer was, "Your tribe stays afloat." Austin solved it very quickly for Tugela. However, Emily and Lydia struggled for a long time, and eventually their tribe members were allowed to assist. Lydia's tribe Kirka ended up with the win, completing a massive comeback, and Iguazu was sent to the first tribal council.
Your tribe stays afloat!
Kirka wins the second immunity, safe from tribal council.
You were right there.
Tugela
Yes,
also
Lydia.
safe.
Heading into the vote, Emily seemed like the obvious target. However, Luke thought he would be bad at challenges and didn't want to set a precedent of voting out the weakest challenge competitor. To protect himself, he formed a majority alliance with Lo and Jonathan, and they targeted Mike, seeing him as a big strategic threat long term. Mike did his best to make relationships, but it didn't matter, and he was voted out unanimously.
I don't know if these people watched my previous season and they know that I'm a liar in these games. I actually was gonna come into the game and try to build some trust with people, and I hope they lose badly for voting me out. But I'm excited to see who wins. It seems like a cool cast. I wish I could have met everyone, but yeah, this sucks. I don't know what happened. But
The next immunity challenge was called Suck and Blow. 2 tribe members had to transport ping pong balls from cup to cup using only a straw. Once completed, the other 2 tribe members had to blow ping pong balls across a bridge of cards and cups. Kirka and Iguazu pulled out the win, and Tugela was sent to tribal council. Everybody had done fairly well in the challenges, so there was no easy target heading into the vote. Andrew told his tribe that he had played orgs before, accidentally putting a target on himself in the process. Lex convinced Andrew and Austin to go after each other, and rallied everyone else to vote out Andrew, and his torch was snuffed.
I struggle to find a place to hide. I struggle to make connections. That's on me. For whatever reason, I just didn't feel good with anyone in this game and in my tribe. I just didn't feel the honesty. And then when I thought I got honesty, I wasn't shocked that it was BS. So yeah, I don't know, reevaluating where or what I could do differently. Maybe these small person tribes aren't great for me.
Episode 3 began with a tribe swap. Players were randomly assigned new tribes of 6. The new Kirka tribe consisted of Lydia, V, Lo, Jonathan, Luke, and Lex. The new Iguazu tribe consisted of John, Emily, Austin, Ben, Lee, and Selkirk. Sarah was randomly chosen to go to Exile Island.
You Sarah, will spend the next round alone at Exile Island, unable to participate in the next immunity challenge or to socialize with a tribe. You will, however, get to attend Tribal Council, where you will observe and then join your new tribe after the vote.
For the challenge, 2 tribe members dug through rocks to find 6 numbers. 2 other tribe members then used those numbers to solve 2 3-digit combination locks to retrieve puzzle pieces. The last 2 tribe members would then use those pieces to solve a puzzle. New Kirka made quick work of the challenge and won immunity.
Kirka wins tribal immunity.
They were then given a huge decision. New Kirka had to select a member of the losing tribe to kidnap for this round, and after some debate, they chose Lee. At Exile, Sarah was given a puzzle to solve. She completed it and earned an idol nullifier.
You will play this in secret. When you vote at Tribal Council, write the name of the person you want to block from using an idol. If that person plays an idol for themselves, or if an idol is played on them, this advantage will nullify the idol, and votes cast for them will in fact count.
Heading into the vote, everybody's name was brought up. Ben tried to get everyone to vote for Austin, and Selkirk tried to get people to vote for Emily. Emily and John had played together in a different game, so they vowed to work together. They pulled in Austin and targeted Selkirk due to his poor performance in past challenges. Their 3 votes made up the majority, and Selkirk was voted out in a 3-1-1 vote.
I guess I just got voted out, so that's a bit of a bummer. But the challenge that we failed, and the reason why we went to elimination, was because of me and Ben not being able to get past the first portion, which might have been because of me, might have been because of Ben. Maybe we need to strategize more and speak with each other on like which corner to go for, because we just couldn't get the 6 of the final number. So that was kind of a further demerit towards me in general. I was very surprised that people gravitated towards me, but it is what it is.
Episode 4 began with the next immunity challenge, where Sarah and Lee joined the Iguazu tribe. Players were informed that this challenge would be individual, and that both tribes would be attending Tribal Council. This challenge was called Think Steady, where players had to hold 2 solo cups on their head against a wall with a ping pong ball in between. Lo won for Kirka, and Ben won for Iguazu.
Congratulations to Ben and Lo on winning individual immunity for both your tribes.
A clue for a hidden immunity idol was put into play on both tribes.
That Alex's Zoom name has changed to Slide Into My DMs, and I was like, that looks different. So I did exactly that. I went in and in little asterisks, I went and said slides into your DMs, and he sent me an idol clue that it's a phrase I have to say at the next tribal. The phrase is, I'll read it to you now. I'm losing my sense of time. It's like someone tipped an hourglass sideways. And then what really got me was that V apparently found, I think maybe the same thing. Maybe it's a different phrase. Maybe it's the same phrase, and whoever says it first gets it.
The Kirka tribe was the first to attend Tribal Council. Lo, Jonathan, and Luke kept their alliance from the OG Iguazu tribe and pulled in Lex to make a majority. This left V and Lydia on the bottom, and they tried to put a target on Jonathan to save themselves. At Tribal Council, Lydia was the first to say the magic phrase for their tribe, earning them a hidden immunity idol.
I'm losing my sense of time. Like, it's just like somebody turned an hourglass sideways or something. Like, it's been a lot. I was not expecting it to feel this crazy this soon.
At the vote, the majority alliance voted for Lydia, but their plans were foiled, as Lydia played the idol, negating 4 votes against them. V and Lydia's 2 votes were the only ones that counted, and Jonathan was voted out.
Wow, that was probably one of the best ways to get on this game. I was not expecting that at all. I think that was just by sheer luck, obviously, on my part to pick a name and go with it, and knowing that I had a good alliance. Lydia did such a great job playing that. Really proud of her. I'm sorry that I voted for her. I just needed to go somewhere to get myself further. So good job to her. I had an amazing time. Thank you for choosing me. I hope to play this again sometime later down the road.
Over at Iguazu, Ben was on the wrong side of the last vote, but he was safe, which left everyone scrambling. Sarah reconnected with her former tribe mates, John and Austin, and told them she had an idol nullifier. The three of them targeted Lee, as John and Emily both had history with him from previous games. Emily cast a random vote for Sarah, which caused their 3 votes to be a majority, and Lee was voted out.
Where I think I went wrong was being pulled for safety by the other tribe. Like, I think that I came in behind. And so I was already playing from behind at that point, and it was really hard to do it. I tried to stick it out and win the immunity, and I knew that that was my thing. I made a last-ditch effort to say that I had an idol, wanted to see if it worked, didn't think it would, because I was like, they're either going to vote for me or they're not. So I had to do what I thought was going to be best, but I felt like, it was going to be a Hail Mary play either way.
After the double tribal council, it was time for the next big shakeup. The players were officially merged, and the No Kalakai tribe was formed. For the first merge challenge, players had the option of competing for immunity or competing for an advantage. The players competing for the advantage only had as much time as the immunity challenge took, so it was possible no one would finish. Sarah, Ben, John, Luke, Lex, and Emily chose to play for immunity, while Austin, Lydia, V, and Lo chose to play for the advantage. For the immunity challenge, players had to make a cup pyramid with their feet and place a die and a ping pong ball at the top. For the advantage challenge, players had to complete a Scrabble logic puzzle using terms from DCP. Ben quickly finished his pyramid, earning his second individual immunity and causing no one to get the advantage. Heading into the vote, Luke's name came up as a consensus vote. He tried to get the target off of him and onto Lydia, but it didn't work. At Tribal, V put a vote on John, while John put an additional vote on Lydia to make them paranoid. In the end, Luke was voted out and became the first member of the jury.
It's great that they think that I, a 40-year-old male, is the strongest merge threat boot, but okay. It was a lot of fun. It was a great game. I wish good luck to everybody else in the game. I got nothing really to say. Saw that come in the minute Lydia played her idol the last tribal council. I thought I was pretty well done for at the merge. So.
Episode 6 began with the next immunity challenge, which was the classic coconut chop. In the end, Austin received the least amount of wax and earned safety at Tribal. This was the first time in a while that Ben didn't have immunity, and he was feeling the heat. The trio of John, Sarah, and Austin started to become worrisome for a lot of people, so Ben used that to his advantage. He saw John as the person in power, and tried to gather the majority to get him out. John worked his social game hard this round, and made sure he got the votes on his side. At Tribal, Ben was only able to recruit V and Lydia to his side, and the 3 of them voted for John. Everyone else voted for Ben, and he became the second member of the jury.
I thought that the six that I built would hold. A lot of them promised me their vote, and that's something that I will remember on the jury. But I think I had a good run. I'm excited to be a part of the jury and see how everything shakes out. And I don't know. There's a couple of people that I think could win, just depending on how everything shakes out.
The next challenge was called Rollin' with My Homies, in which players had to roll ping pong balls into cups from a distance. 4 people moved on to the second round, in which they rolled again, but with obstacles in the way. Lex was the first to finish, earning him his first individual immunity.
Lexington wins individual immunity.
That's a first. Holy shit.
V and Lydia were on the wrong side of the last vote, and were clearly on the bottom. Fortunately for them, Lydia found a clue to an idol. To get it, they would have to move off screen for 30 seconds at Tribal Council. The other 6 players saw Lydia as the biggest remaining threat, but it didn't matter, as Lydia retrieved the idol at Tribal Council. At the vote, V and Lydia targeted Austin due to his challenge prowess. Austin put a vote on V, fearing she was coming after him. Lydia felt like they were in danger, and played the idol, negating 5 votes. V and Lydia's 2 votes on Austin were the majority, and he became the 3rd member of the jury.
So, went out in pretty crazy fashion. Lydia with the 2nd successful idol play. Just super happy with how I played, and I look forward to voting for the winner.
Episode 8 began with the next immunity challenge, in which players had to transport 3 rings and stack a ping pong ball in between each one, using only straws. John finished fastest, winning his first individual immunity.
John wins immunity.
Heading into the vote, V and Lydia still seemed like the obvious targets. However, they were spared, as Lo needed to get her dog from daycare before it closed, and sadly requested to be voted out of the game.
Hi y'all, yeah, I'm so sorry. I was not prepared for the number of hours that this mini-comp takes, and so I just have a conflict, and I don't want to, I wanted to bow out with a heads up rather than just dropping out, so I am offering to put my name out there for elimination this week.
Everyone obliged, and Lo was voted out unanimously.
I had so much fun today. I can't believe how huge this community is. I joined for the first time, and had I been better prepared, I would have made different decisions for how I scheduled my personal life. But yeah, I'm sad to go. I'm excited to be on the jury, and I can't wait to play again.
After Lo was voted out, the players stayed at Tribal Council to compete in their next immunity challenge. For this challenge, players simply had to organize a deck of cards by suit and number. Emily was the first to finish, earning her immunity. The players were then informed that this was an impromptu Tribal Council, and they only had 3 minutes to have an open forum discussion about the vote. During the last Tribal, a new idol clue was subtly put into play. Lydia quickly solved it, earning their 3rd idol of the season. At Tribal, Emily used her immunity to make a big move, calling out Lex and painting him as the biggest threat. Lex protested that Lydia was still the biggest threat and tried to put the vote onto them. Lydia played their idol, negating 1 vote. Lex was voted out 4-1, becoming the 5th member of the jury.
I know my biggest asset of who I am is being able to talk to anybody in the room, have conversation, what have you. And it got clocked, and good on Emily. Even though she said we were going to go to Final Four, could have fooled me. So as far as final words, I will say that I've had a blast playing this mini. I was a little hesitant just because I've never really done a mini, let alone just, it takes a lot of, for me, it's a social game first, and having a social game in a mini is very hard to do, but I want to say that I think I accomplished that. I was clocked for it, that's why I was voted out.
At the challenge, players traveled to 6 stations to complete a task. After completing each task, they received a clue to help them solve a word puzzle. John was the first to finish, earning him his 2nd immunity of the season. John was the only man remaining, and seemed like an easy target. But since he was safe, the rest of the players had to scramble. Emily and John made a final 2, and wanted to target Lydia. However, Emily actually wanted to target Sarah, and tried to get V and Lydia on board. However, after Emily's big move at the last Tribal Council, people saw her as the primary threat. V told John about the Sarah plan, and since he and Sarah were so close, he saw this as a direct shot at him. This was Sarah's last chance to use her nullifier, but she had no reason to play it, and she let it expire. At Tribal Council, Emily was blindsided as the rest of the cast voted her out unanimously.
And that's so weird, playing a game that I don't have to fuel my votes with animosity. Instead, it's just based on strategy, and being able to lean into that and just play a strategic game was so much fun. It was such an honor. Holy shit, like this Final Four, we'll see. This is great. I'm a little nervous about walking into that jury room because I did snake every single person in there. Oh boy, it's worth it. Clown behavior.
Only 4 were left, and it was time for the final immunity challenge, the classic DCP wall sit. Actually, This time, we decided to switch it up. For this challenge, players had to stack 4 dice on the end of a straw with a playing card in between each die. V finished quickly, earning her the most important immunity of the season. During the scramble round, John and Lydia saw each other as the biggest threats to win, and campaigned to vote the other one out. V knew that Lydia was the biggest threat, but struggled to vote them out since they had been such close allies. Eventually, V made the tough decision, and Lydia became the final member of the jury.
I mean, I honestly made it farther than I thought I would at a certain point, just given the hand that I was dealt. So I'm super proud of my game. Actually, this is tied for the second farthest I've placed in a game, so that's really exciting. Frankly, I mean, yeah, they were right to vote me out. I probably would have won.
With the final 3 set, the finalists were ready to face the jury. John's pitch was about how he made subtle social and strategic moves that help him get far in the game.
I have played with a big target on my back since, at least since the merge, if not from before the merge. I have been able to keep my cool when paranoia was setting in, when everyone's telling me that Ben is targeting me very hard. I very much wanted to say, no, let me go pull Ben and Lydia and V and get them to vote elsewhere. But I said, you know what? I'm going to sit this one back, because if that gets around, then I would have to say one of my allies' name in that moment, and they could use that against me. So I decided to take a chance, and I took big risks for a big payoff, I hope. And I said, you know what? Either I go here or I go to the end. Like a couple times, I did not want to cause paranoia.
Sarah's pitch was about how well she positioned herself throughout the game, and how she was rarely a target.
Even when I went into exile, I didn't feel like it wasn't an instant she's the obvious pick when I got back. So I do feel like my social game is definitely the way where I played the strongest, but I also just outlasted. No one really went for me that often. I don't know if Emily went for me actually, if V was lying or not. If she was lying, I fell for it. But up until that moment, no one really went for me. And so I feel like I had such a good level playing the entire time.
V's pitch was about how she played from the bottom and always got through each vote by any means necessary.
I feel I quite literally, I played from the bottom this entire game. I have struggled my way through. I have had to sort of flow with the powers that be at any given time. I've referred to myself several times throughout this game as people being on the throne and me being the court jester to have to kind of entertain and try to stick around. And I truly think the outlast portion, and I know juries, so with the outlast piece, I know that's something that can go different ways, but I 100% feel I have exceeded in the outlast aspect.
When it came time to vote, the jurors were split. Emily and Austin voted for John, Lex voted for Sarah, and the remaining 4 jurors voted for V, making her the winner of Trinity Falls.
The winner of Season 5, Trinity Falls, V.
Congratulations, V. You are our 5th winner of our mini seasons. You are the sole survivor of Trinity Falls.
With Trinity over, we've reached the end of our season recaps. Thank you for following along, and we hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for updates, and stay tuned so you don't miss DCP All-Stars coming soon.